The Nightbeat starts right now.
It's been almost a year since the city of San Antonio started publicly talking about Project Marvel. And for the first time today, we were given some hard figures when it comes to who could possibly pay for a new downtown Spurs arena.
So the arena is a major part of a proposed sports and entertainment district. San Antonio City Council was expected to vote to continue negotiations today, but as the night team's Avery Everett tells us, they held off.
This is a generational investment, and now is the time to negotiate.
That was Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones's stance Friday night after hours of discussion in a special session. The focus, a new downtown arena for the San Antonio Spurs. For the first time, City Manager Eric Walsh shared what could be the financial split to pay for a new $1.5 billion arena.
I wanted to be able to show you how that materializes in a potential use of funds.
We know the San Antonio Spurs have pledged to pay $500 million in guaranteed coverage of cost overruns for a new arena. As for what the city could contribute, Walsh said between $350 million and $500 million. But he emphasized these numbers are preliminary and subject to change. Walsh went on to say Bexar County is considering paying about 25% of the arena project cost, up to $311 million. So how could the city pay for their share? Walsh broke down some potential options that could mean taxpayers wouldn't be hit with the bill. One would be leasing the arena to the Spurs and leasing other parts of the property to private developers. The city could also use money generated from a special tax reinvestment zone in the Hemisphere area, as well as a project financing zone, which is a state mechanism allowing a portion of hotel and state tax revenue in a defined area to be captured and reinvested into a project like this. After that presentation, a long line of people spoke, some in favor, but most against.
I'm a fan of the San Antonio Spurs, but I'm not a fan of this plan.
This isn't just about the Spurs. This is about our future as a city.
They need to take responsibility and pay for this arena if they want it.
And even outside, opposition was loud.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, Project Marvel's got to go.
After more than 4 hours, City Council made its decision to wait.
We will not submit a term sheet unless this body has provided feedback, which will be informed by the economic analysis and the community feedback.
Holding a vote, hoping to negotiate. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
The city manager says the economic analysis study findings will likely come next week, and the mayor says that she expects to continue discussions then.
A 10-year-old boy in the hospital tonight after being accidentally shot in the neck. That shooting happened about 4:30 this afternoon at a home on Bob Billis Street, not far from East South Cross Boulevard and Pecan Valley Drive. San Antonio police say a group of kids handling a gun when it went off, hitting the boy in the neck. He was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Officers tell us the parents weren't at the home when it happened. They're questioning the group about what led up to that shooting.
The Bexar County Sheriff's Office has been closely watching a pair of sites that were popular for all the wrong reasons. The sites are a tire shop on Culebra Road near North Zarzamora and a home just a few miles away on South San Dario Drive. Now, investigators say that all that watching gave them cause to raid both of those places yesterday afternoon. And they say they found cash, more than 1,000 grams of methamphetamines, some cocaine, and also 4 handguns. The sheriff's office says that both locations are tied to one drug operation. They also arrested at least 4 suspects at both of those locations, and they're facing charges ranging from drug possession and manufacturing, as well as engaging in criminal activity.
The 3 San Antonio police officers accused of shooting a woman in her home in 2023 now have a trial date. Jury selection begins September 2nd. You might remember Melissa Pettis shot in her own apartment just over 2 years ago during what San Antonio Police Chief William McManus called a mental health crisis. Court documents say Alfred Flores and Eleazar Alejandro are charged with murder. Nathaniel Villalobos charged with assault with a deadly weapon.
The Guadalupe County Sheriff's Office wants your help looking for that man, a wanted fugitive. The Sheriff's Office says that Thomas Wentworth Jr. is wanted for violating his probation on 2 manslaughter charges in connection to a deadly crash from back in 2020. And according to court documents, he failed to show up for a hair follicle test and then left court without consent on June 17th. So if you know anything about Wentworth's whereabouts, you can call the Guadalupe County Sheriff's Office at 830-379-1224.
Did you say DUI or DWI?
DUI, no further questions. Thank you.
During today's deliberations on Project Marvel, one member of the city council was missing after going through her own trouble.
District 8 Councilwoman Ibaliz Mesa Gonzalez was arrested for DWI last night. In an arrest affidavit, an officer pulled over District 8 Councilwoman on I-10 and Hildebrand after they saw her swerving in and out of her lane. She denied drinking that night, but officers said that her breath smelled like alcohol, that she was slurring her speech, and that she was staggering when she walked or stood up.
I'm deeply regretful at the disappointment that I've caused my constituents, my family, and my colleagues. As this process moves forward, I will take full responsibility and make sure that my constituents are fully represented. Thank you.
This is not Mesa Gonzalez's first arrest for drinking and driving. KSAT obtained records which show she was charged with misdemeanor DWI open container in 2010. This is also the third time in recent years that a council member has been arrested for alleged drunk driving. In 2022, it was former District 10 Councilman Clayton Perry, then District 10 Councilman Mark White, who was arrested in 2023.
All right, so we were expecting rain to be closer to our area by this time right now. And how's that radar looking?
Well, it's running into some dry air right now. That's the issue. So we're not seeing much in terms of shower activity around San Antonio. Look at the past 3 hours. Those showers pushing westward and slowly dissipating as they hit some dry air and a little bit of some remnants of the upper level high that's west of I-35. But that's going to break down and the saturated air is going to be moving in the coming hours, and then some shower activity, especially as we get into tomorrow afternoon. We'll time it out for you, have the newest futurecast and some of the main points for your weekend weather in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Adam.
They have already been responsible for saving lives.
You heard it there. The Comal County Emergency Management Coordinator telling us the flood warning sirens they upgraded to over the last year have already worked.
A reminder, this comes weeks after the deadly July 4th flooding in the Hill Country and also the dangerous flood in Comal County that they were thankfully able to warn people about.
The night team's Zaria Oates spoke with the founder of the software used to provide these warnings about what makes this system so helpful for the communities that need it.
Sirens save lives. That's the thought process for at least 2 local counties and an AI company behind the software for one of them.
Deployed right on the Guadalupe River.
This is Jacob Carmichael, the founder of Rescue, a software system providing data and warnings ahead of floods.
With the technology that we have today, we can actually predict these things before they make it their way to us by taking the historical data and the current integrations that we have, whether it's weather stations, flood sensors, fire sensors, air quality monitors. We also install big outdoor warning voice projection systems that could do any language to actually not only let people know something was happening, but what was happening and how to respond to that disaster.
It's a system already in place in Comal County under Jeff Kelly's emergency management supervision.
The only flood that we've gone through with the new system is on the Saturday morning, July 5th.
We're able to take in this data, bring it into our system, take historical data and run AI analytics over it and give predictive analysis of what's to come so that we can even be more prepared before the disaster even makes its way to us.
We were able to sound the ones that we had, along with calling for a mandatory evacuation.
While the system did cost a pretty penny,
it cost $1.92 million.
They paid for it with tax dollars, and according to Kelly, there was no tax increase either.
There were no grants involved. The county felt was important enough, and we had such a high threat and danger level here with the river that it was important that we go ahead and get this installed.
Comal County actually allows the public to access its system online on a website and see exactly where these flood sirens are located. If you search cceo.org, you can tap road closures and this map will appear. You can also opt in for email or push notifications, helpful for anyone who is hard of hearing to still get those notifications.
The goal is to let people know that water's coming their way.
Zaria Oates, KSAT 12 News.
As long as it takes. Those 5 words we've heard a lot this month from volunteers helping the Hill Country recover from the July 4th floods.
And that's why the group Mercy Chef says that it's sticking around. Today, the nonprofit announced that it's adding a permanent kitchen in Kerrville to keep feeding people. The group has already prepared 60,000 meals for neighbors, visitors, and first responders in Kerr County.
It's also planning to hire people who live in the area who need work. Mercy Chefs hope to have the kitchen, the permanent one, up and running by August 4th. out on the Light on the Hill Church.
So more help for the Hill Country, and this time is for people with disabilities in that area. Items like walkers, wheelchairs, and medical devices were collected and donated in partnership with the TBI Warrior Foundation. That's an organization that's dedicated to improving the quality of life for veterans and people with disabilities. Victor Medina, the president of the TBI Warrior Foundation, was injured during his time serving in Iraq and says that his experience is what motivates his work. He told us that today's delivery is going to impact anywhere from 2,500 to 5,000 families.
Still ahead, neighbors and experts sounding the alarm about the Guajolote Ranch development and how it could affect our entire area's drinking water. Sarah Acosta gives us a deeper dive.
And more than 30 years later, what led to the death of Antoinette Jordan is still unknown. We hear from her son. Up next.
She was a mother of 8, found murdered under a bridge on San Antonio's east side in 1990.
And the person who was responsible for this was never caught. More than 3 decades later, her son is breaking his silence.
It hurt to see people drive over that bridge, Walter Street Bridge every day, and don't know my mom lost her life right there. No one put a flower out, a balloon out. No one did nothing for my mom. No one spoke up for my mom. So now I'm here to speak up for my mom.
Just a heartbreaking story. That was Trevin Jordan. He was only 8 years old when he last saw his mother, Antoinette Jordan, alive. Texas Crime Stories is back, and you can dive into Antoinette's case over on KSAT.com.
Now to a fight that we've been talking about for years now. Neighbors in the Scenic Loop neighborhood trying to stop the creation of a water treatment plant for the proposed Guajolote Ranch development.
So while treatment plants just like this exist across the state, they're saying that our area's unique situation would actually mean big trouble for our waterways if this is built. And that's because unlike other environments that have sand or mud to help filter water as it trickles into the watershed, our area is primarily limestone, which doesn't really have that filtering effect. So that means that any toxins that are released from a treatment plant could contaminate not just the immediate area's water, but all of the water for the 1.7 million people in the San Antonio area.
That means that this contaminated water is constantly flowing with little to no dilution effect. Again, it just builds up over time.
So we've reached out to Lennar, that's the construction company that's behind the Guajolote Ranch development, for comment on this, but we have yet to hear back.
All right, let's take a look outside right now with live cam 85. It's kind of cooled off quite nicely. Could be a nice evening, especially get some storms, maybe a little wind. Little rain.
It'd be good to have a few showers. We still need it. And I do think a few light showers could develop overnight tonight still in and around San Antonio. But most of it's going to be tomorrow afternoon. That's the way it's looking right now. So for the weekend rain, I want to point out, most of the weekend we will be dry. There will be periods of rain. So rain for a limited time throughout the weekend. Some sporadic showers, nothing severe, no hail. These are tropical in nature, not the kind that develop large hail. We could have, though, localized amounts of 1 to 2 inches because of the downpours, the tropical downpours. However, flooding is unlikely. These would be progressive and not sitting over one spot for an extended period of time. Shower activity out there now has really fallen apart. What you see, the green on here, this is all the ground clutter that you get, and some of it, the bats that have emerged from their caves. Here, check this out. Let's just go back. We're going to go back the past couple of hours. That's where you can really see the bats take flight. Okay, look at those little circles around San Antonio. Poof, you'll see it again here. Little bat colonies taking off, and we see that a lot, of course, every evening this time of year and for a good chunk of the year here in San Antonio. A few sprinkles possible and light showers overnight tonight, early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, just a mixture of sun and clouds and then some downpours mixed in as we get into the afternoon hours. Now notice by 1, 2 o'clock tomorrow, that's when we could have our first showers developing, and it's going to be random in nature. I know the Futurecast, and this is just one computer model, and they are far from perfect, remember. You know, it's showing it right over San Antonio, right over the airport. It could be anywhere. It could be Bandera, it could be Seguin, it could be Lavernia, it could be Stockdale. Anywhere in that area, and then even moving into the hill country. It's basically going to be equal opportunity throughout the day tomorrow. So like I usually say, don't pay close attention to the exact placement here on the computer, just the fact that it's a good representation of coverage in general. Scattered in nature, widely separated. Now, the highest accumulations have been closer to the Gulf Coast already, 1 to 3 inches there, but we could add another inch or two in some spots. Again, not necessarily exactly where the computer is showing it here. Instead of from Bandera to Bernie, it could be New Braunfels to Geronimo to Seguin, right? It's just one of those random situations where that rain-making energy is going to pop some storms here and there. 20% chance tonight through noon tomorrow. By 1 o'clock tomorrow through 9 p.m., we're at a 40% chance. And then our rain chances fall off again tomorrow night. And just some isolated showers and storms Saturday afternoon. Here's the change in our weather pattern. Upper level disturbance. This is what's helping to kickstart the showers and storms, especially closer to Houston and Hallettsville earlier today. This is slowly moving throughout the weekend. And with it, you see the saturated air basically cuts off at I-35 today. Well, it's going to slowly work its way westward overnight and gradually take over before dissipating and turning into just dry air with a lot of sunshine by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Though you look at the latest drought monitor, we could definitely use some rain, particularly south of the escarpment and along and south of Highway 90 is where we need the rain the most. 94 today. Yesterday, 100. That was our 4th triple-digit day so far this year. Way slower than the pace of the past couple of summers. But with the extra clouds today, only 94. That's 2 degrees below average and 10 degrees shy of the record for the day. Tomorrow, 93 in the afternoon. Clouds helping us out again. Natural shade, which we can't always say that we get this time of year. 76 in the morning, 86 at noon, 93 for the high temperature in San Antonio. Divine 92. Kerrville 91, Converse 93 for the high. And Sunday will be about 95 because I don't think we'll have as much cloud cover and just a few pop-up isolated afternoon showers. Not as much coverage as what we're expecting tomorrow. And then Monday through Wednesday, sunny, but then by next Thursday, another little ripple in the upper level flow could bring us some rain. Not what we're used to for late July, early August.
No, I mean, no 100s in that forecast right now.
Take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
You, sir, are promising us a different side to Terrence Steele.
Yes. I mean, we all love getting an opportunity to see how our local guys are playing at the next level. Larry Ramirez had a sit-down interview with Steele high school alum Terrence Steele. I know you probably thought of him as a friendly giant in that first part. The second part, you're even going to love him even more when you hear what he did for his mom. Plus, the Houston Texans, they got a new man in charge of the offense. He's coming to Houston with a couple of Super Bowl rings. If you stay with us, you're going to be able to hear with him, okay?
Camping with KSAT, powered by Thomas J. Henry.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys may have had the day off, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to continue to bring you all of the content that we're getting from Oxnard, California, especially when it comes to hearing from a San Antonio native. Now, on Wednesday night, we showed you the first half of Larry Ramirez's sit-down interview with Terrence Steele. Sit back and enjoy part 2.
And joining us now, Terrence Steele, Dallas Cowboys right tackle, and of course, from Steele High School.
Sir.
Terrence, thank you for joining us.
Glad to be back with you.
You are the most tenured starter on the offensive line. When you hear that, what do you think? What do you feel?
Yeah, I know it's wild. I'm only my 6th year here, so I still feel very young at heart, but I know that I have to be mature for the guys, and I feel like I am already just as a person. So, I definitely, take it at face value. I know I got to be there, be a leader for the guys. So, it's exciting, and I love the opportunity.
And you got to learn from one of the best in Zach Martin. Is there one particular thing that he taught you that really sticks out that you go by all the time?
No, other than just studying his daily habits, him and Tyron, just how they go about business. Sure. I just soak up a lot of that. He just tells me all the time to be myself. Everyone's different. Everyone has different leadership styles. Just stay authentic to yourself, and then the guys will just feed off of that. So I take that from him.
Okay, and how about the fact you have 3 Tylers on the offensive line? Any confusion there? Because a lot of people outside of the organization have fun with it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely unique. And I'm kind of in there with the T name, so I kind of I'll add myself to that. But it's cool, man. All 3 of them work their butts off, so it's pretty awesome.
And Tyler Smith already being talked about, one of the best at his position in the NFL. How have you seen him grow in the league?
His work ethic is insane. Yeah, just I got to spend a decent amount of time with him in the off season, and then the kid works his butt off. So it's no surprise to his success, and his future is as bright as ever. So I'm excited to watch him grow.
Do you have personal goals set for this season? If so, what are they?
Yeah, 100%. Just to be the best version of myself, and I definitely want to be a Pro Bowl player. I'm dedicated to that. I'm hungrier than ever to get that done in year 6. So
I saw a story on Sports Illustrated about you buying your mom a house.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, tell me about that, please.
Yeah, so my mom, I'm from San Antonio, obviously. Mm-hmm. She's been up there the whole time. I've been in college and been in the pros, so she loves San Antonio, but I wanted to get her closer to me, so I moved her up there to Dallas.
Okay.
And, I'm super excited. She's actually not even moved in yet. She moves in, I think, tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm excited to get her up there.
I can't imagine all the sacrifices that she did for you while you were growing up to play this game that you love. So when you were able to say, Mom, I bought you a house, I mean, what was that like? And what was her reaction?
So we kind of planned it. It wasn't a surprise or anything.
Okay.
It's just something we talked about, and we wanted to pick the right time. Because I got a little sister in high school too, so we had to make that move right accordingly. But she's super grateful. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Give back to her, show her my appreciation. To me, that's something very minor, just to show my appreciation, because just the amount of stuff she's done for me, I can't ever repay. So,
Terrence, I appreciate you sitting down with us again. Best of luck this season.
Appreciate it.
All right, back to you.
And thank you, Larry. Let's take a look at the schedule for the upcoming rest of the weekend. Tomorrow at 1:15 p.m. is going to be an open ceremony and practice. Sunday, back to that full schedule. 1:05 p.m. is going to be the coaches' press conference. 1:45 is going to be practice. Then 3:15 players' interviews and a sit-down interview with Jerry Jones. When we come back, we're going to hear how the Houston Texans offense is looking this year. Stay with us.
Camping with KSAT, powered by Thomas J. Henry.
And welcome back, everyone. Over in Houston, the Texans are looking to make a run at their 3rd straight AFC South title. And when they kick off against the Los Angeles Rams for Week 1. But before they do, they got to get their offense ready. C.J. Stroud is working with the new offensive coordinator, Nick Caley, who won 2 Super Bowls as a member of the New England Patriots coaching staff. So how does his playbook look like a Super Bowl winning one in New England?
Yeah, I mean, we're all a byproduct of our experiences, right? So this is not a New England system, and it's our system, and it's going to evolve, and that's personnel driven, but it's finding out what we can do, but also from starting with the players and things that they've had success with, things that they've done well here. They've done a lot of things well here. We have a great coaching staff that all have different experiences. I'm really blessed to be around those guys, and we're just trying to formulate what's best for us as we get going here.
Now, Texans fans can go to practice for the first time tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. They got to have a ticket.
It's kind of a chowder and a caldo all together.
And they're packing the kind have it yet.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, get the New England,
Brookline, Massachusetts, shout out. How you doing?
I wouldn't be so proud of that. No,
That's okay.
We'll be right back.